Hey, welcome back to my channel. It's another video of me rambling and talking about books. Don't mind the fact that if you clicked on my last video, I had hair. And now I don't have hair no more. Let's not talk about it. I might pop up on here with hair and I might pop on here like this. Okay? I just realized that because I posted my last video and then that's when I was really like, I wanted to change the way I looked that day and I wanted to just look different. But really, your girl ain't got no hair on her head. But I wanted to sit down and talk about my most recent book reads because I was in a slump, like down bad. Nothing was catching my attention. I only read so far, I've read 5 books this year. Okay. And one of them was for book club that I did enjoying, but that's a story for a whole nother day. Today, though, I felt myself between Kennedy Ryan and Jacques J. This is where we are. I've been bouncing back between them two, okay? Giving me a little urban fiction and a little cutesy, you know? I don't know. So that's the vibe, okay? Started off with me reading, what's that book called? Coming Home by Kennedy Ryan was the book that I finished, I think a couple weeks ago. And I did enjoy it. It was a cute, short novella. I feel like for me, what's been helping me with my reading slump is I've been reading books that are no more than a little under 300 pages. Medium pace, gets right to the point. And so Coming Home was basically a story about, I really did enjoy it. It was a cute little second chance romance type of vibes. 2 people who graduated from the same college kind of got out of touch with each other and they're meeting each other. They're older, a lot more, a little more seasoned, and they fall in love, and then and that's just that. They built their own little family. I thought that was really, really cute. It was a quick, short read. I gave that book, let's go to my story graph. I've read 6 books so far. My average time is 3 days in between reading these books. Okay, here we go. Okay, yeah. So Coming Home, I gave that 4.75. That's what I gave that one. Cute little fast-paced little love story. So if you don't know, I'm going to tell you, I have a online bookstore called Warm Pages where we talk about Black women authors, traditionally indie published authors, books that they're releasing, all that good jazz. If you want to check it out, you can. I have all the links down below. So I have heard about Miss Jacques J, and I never really, really got into the books for real, honestly. But she had just had a recent release called Rich and Rotten. And I seen it when I was on my Kindle Unlimited app, and I was like, let me see what it's talking about. Downloaded the book, started reading, and let me tell you something. I really couldn't make a full video about this because I didn't want to go breakdown. It was a good medium paced book. My first book I've really ever read from her, and I liked it. Okay, I liked it. My biggest thing is when it came to the ending of this book. Okay, because we're going along, you're getting to know the characters. I think I even wrote everything down so I won't lose track. You're getting to know the characters, and so you got Tati, which is our main character, Nazir, which was the love of her life that she had. My only other biggest thing is that pronouncing the names of the characters correctly. Okay. I think it's Kareem. Kareem is the man that she was forced to marry to join the families together or whatnot. But what's getting me is that you're going along. I'm like, oh, okay, this is a cute little 218 page book. Shouldn't take me that long. I'm going. And I was at my cousin's house and I was chilling with her. And in between us watching this, we was watching the Nature Boy documentary on Hulu. Between the commercials, when we wasn't really talking about, it was kind of doing their own little thing. I said, let me finish this book. I'm almost, I literally have 4 pages left. I'm getting into the story. Tati is doing her big one, but then you're also getting so many different point of views from everybody in the book, which I think I kind of like that. I'm used to the main character, the main female character, their point of views going back and forth. I love that when it's done right. But to then kind of read everybody's like character, I'd be like, okay, wait, hold on, who is this? Hold on, like it was new for me. Like I hadn't had read a book where you kind of get so many different point of views and so many little small stories amongst the big story. So I'm reading along, and okay, you know, the first love of her life comes back around. Now, mind you, I'm reading the book. I'm thinking that, oh, Nazir left her alone because he was threatened by her family or something. Like that's how I thought maybe that was the case. But when you find out that he just was like, yeah, I wasn't man enough. I was trying to get my stuff together. I didn't want to take it from a lifestyle that she was used to. I knew if I wanted to be with you, I had to come like big baller alert because, you know, respect from your family or whatever. Now, could he have done it a better way? Yes, he could. But as men do, they just feel like, let me just disappear in the night and then just not say a word to you. Crazy, okay? So, ooh, it is storming so bad. Usually I don't have to put on overhead lights and I could just use the light from outside, but it is storming so bad. So you're going along. Kyram. Oh, I'm so sorry. Kyram, he is gone, unalive, and you're going along, and now you're getting to the nitty gritty, to the ending, where baby girl, her daughter is like, "Oh, mom, I seen Pop kissing your friend." I said, "Kissing your friend? Hold on, let me get to that point." Pop kissing who? Yes, mommy, I saw Bloom, which is her best friend, kissing Pop as in yo stepdaddy Pop. What you talking about? And I'm like, at this point I'm looking, I'm like, this is page 212. No, what's his name? Yeah, Nazir trying to get his shorty back, which give him a hard time. Yes. I feel like she was 100% valid in how she was feeling about the whole situation, because it's like, you left me, disappeared, no nothing while I'm sleeping. I went off. I was pregnant with your baby. You didn't even know because you left me. And I had to go off and get married to a whole nother man, to which they had a beautiful life together. She eventually fell in love with the man. But it's like, as we think, he had not been set up, okay? They would have never really crossed paths. Like, if you think about it, it's crazy how life how you fall back into it with the person that you thought you was never going to see again. Like, it's just crazy how life happens like that. So I'm reading like, you know, I'm not really a big second chance love. I guess it's all based on circumstances, depending on what the circumstance is. But nowadays, you know, hey. But reading it, and I'm like, okay, wait, I'm on page 212. What you mean, pop, kiss, boom? What you mean, it's all boom, pop, boom, bloom, and pop, kissing? What you mean, girl? So then I'm reading. I said, okay. Now we're on the last chapter. I kid you not when I say I had to read. It's like I just zoomed past Kenny Ryan book. Cause I'm like, I really just wanted to get this out. Like, I feel like when you read a book, sometimes you just really got to get it out. I should have recorded right when I had finished the book, because it would have been still fresh. You know how like you may be reading, and then it's all said and done, and it's like you remember the key, most important parts, but not all the nitty gritty in between. But it was a good story. That's how I feel about this one, because like everything in between was cool. Like, you know, she's expanding the company. She's trying to deal with the fact that she just lost her husband. Then the first love of her life comes back into her life, and he just trying to be like, just trying to be cool. Like how you ain't just break her heart. Like you were just trying to come back and be all cool. Like I know you my woman, woo, 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 all that stuff. So I had to read these pages back a couple times because I had to really understand. There was too many characters. I'm like, okay, Malcolm is her dad. Raquel is her late husband's dad. But what you telling me is that actually Malcolm is the son of, not Raquel. Oh, my bad, y'all. See, I said Raquel. It's Raphael. So you telling me that Malcolm, who is Tati's dad, is actually the firstborn son to Raphael. And now, because Malcolm has got himself in all these little schemy scams and he ain't got no money, he coming for what is like, I guess his, because he's the first heir to, you know, whoever, you know, passed down. So what should have been passed down to them, because, you know, we all thinking that Kyram is his. No. So what you telling me is that Malcolm knew, he knew that that was his father and that Kyram was his brother. So then it's like, so who lying? I need the family tree right now. Because that would make Kyram Tati's uncle. And to think, I had to reread that so many times. Because mind you, we're learning this from whose point of view? What's his name? We're learning this from Jonah's point of view. So I feel like that was what's messing me up. Because you're reading this from Jonah's point of view, because Carletta called and was like, what's going on? Like, what you mean? Somebody had sold the jet. She was confused because she would never sell the family's jet. Raphael had purchased that jet for their anniversary a few years ago. He knew how much she loved flying down to Boca Raton with her friends, and he figured the jet would make her life more convenient. So, and then also we're learning this from not only Jonah's point of view, but the fact that it's the lawyer being like, hey, I've been trying to get a hold of everybody this whole entire time. Nobody answering. Mind you, there's so much other stuff going on because they had, like, they're still grieving the son who now at this point we think has been set up this whole time to get taken out so that Malcolm could get all the family fortunes. Mind you, I'm thinking that Malcolm hanging around Corletta because of the fact that he was trying to get up and get Raphael's woman. But at this point, I need, like, I don't know how long we wait in between releases for Miss Jacquel J, but I need this book released like tomorrow so I can figure out what is going on. You know, like, this book has definitely stuck with me for a few days because I was like, give me the family tree right now. Because what are you talking about? And then it's like, okay, so remember when Tati was about to get married and her mom was like, you know, sometimes we just have to make sacrifices, love. Sometimes this is probably the best thing. Merge families, merge money and all that. So it's like, is that really her dad? Tell me right now. Tell me right now. So you're listening and it said, okay, Malcolm Rich, which is Tati's dad. I literally had this is how I read it. Invested all his money into some Ponzi scheme and lost it all. He's broke and has been for a while. He managed to keep up appearances by slowly selling off his belongings. Before Raphael died, I went to visit him. He told me about all the large amounts of money he found that Kyram was giving Malcolm behind his back. Mind you, why was he giving him money behind his back? Even Jonah was like, would he do that? I mean, it's like, this had about me about to pull my damn beard out and scream because I was so confused. All of us, Jonah, we all confused. Raphael told Kyram to cut him off because whatever deal they had been fulfilled, because whatever deal they had been fulfilled. And that was when Kyram died a few weeks later. He suspected Malcolm of his death. So, again, the lawyer says, I have been moving some assets into Tatiana's name because I hate what I'm about to tell you. And Jonah was like, what are you talking about? This man said, Raphael had a son before Kyram was born. He's older than Kyram. Ralph had him when he was younger. Kyram was born before Carletta and Raphael got married. When you have enough money like Ralph did, you can hide and cover things up. His older son is older than him. In Raphael's will, the sterling fortune goes to his next heir, or if his heir has children, which would have been Naziria. So Jonah says, how was Malcolm able to do that without Tatiana? Her signature is needed on any sale. And he says that Ralph bought that jet and put it in Corletta's name. Corletta has always been the sole owner of that jet. So Corletta trusted Malcolm, signed that over, and basically signed the jet over. And Malcolm said, well, let's get that money. Okay, so she trusted, she trusted his slime ball ass and he betrayed her for greed. He fucked her over his money. He fucked over his money, so he felt like he was entitled to the Sterling money because his daughter was married into the family. Corletta looked at Malcolm like family, and he betrayed her like that. That was just the shit. That was the shit that was so fucked up about this whole entire situation. I sat back down in the chair, holding the arms while looking at Joseph. What the fuck are you trying to tell me? Stop feeding me bits and pieces. Tell me what the fuck is up. He hung his head low like he didn't want to be the one to break the news, but he had to because he was legally obligated. Raphael treated every person he came into contact with like family. You were family until you proved him wrong. Loyalty was important to him, and even the staff he surrounded himself with knew it. This was breaking Joseph more than I knew because he was about to say some shit that would change our lives. Messing with his hands, he looked up at me and says, Carletta and Tatiana have to vacate their homes. I've been holding him off, but I cannot hold him off any longer. He wants everything. All of the sterling fortune goes to Raphael's older son, Malcolm Amon Sterling Rich. And that shit said to be continued. I said, what? I said, huh? I went back. I said, hold on. And it ended just like that. And I said, whoa. Ain't no way. And I just cannot believe it. Because so Malcolm is Raphael's son. Sterling Rich. All alone this whole entire time. Malcolm was the one who pushed Tati to marry Kyrene. But my thing is, I need the backstory to everything. Now, I feel like I need the backstory to everything because did Raphael know that Malcolm was... Did everybody know that Malcolm was his son? Is that what you're telling me here? So yeah, y'all. I was flabbergasted. Shocked, okay? And so I'm reading, I'm like, okay, whatever. Okay, cool. So, all right. That was that. And I was like, okay, cool. I see how you get down, Miss Jacqueline J. After I got done reading that, okay, I read Imperfect Woman, which y'all already did a whole 40-minute breakdown of that. I'll have that up there for y'all to go watch. I mean, what I said about that with the book and the TV show that they created. I read that book. We know how I felt about that. Then I took a break from that because that messed me up. And I was like, The Close-Up, which is another short novella from Miss Kennedy Ryan. It's actually like a little cute, quick spin-off with one of the characters from, not Score, that's her book that's going to come out. What's that book called? What's that book called with Kane and Holt? Real. Yes. The makeup artist that was in Real, that was the best friend to the main female character in that book. It's a cute little spinoff. I like it. It had me now, this is what I was introducing myself to audiobooks. I haven't really been like a big fan of audiobooks, but I have been going on a bunch of walks and I was so tired of listening to music that I was like, let me just pop on an audiobook, listen to that, and let me tell you something. It's good. It's very like, I like it. The storyline, I'm not done with it. I'm like, how much do I have with this book left? 74%. I feel like she did a really good job for it to kind of be short. I feel like I got like a really good gist of the characters, like the rapport between the main character and the male and female character. So I like it. It was a quick little read. Plus I'm listening to it audiobook wise, which I am a fan of. And yeah, I'll update y'all about that one. These are like, I feel like the quick little novellas, like straight to the point. A lot of what do I say? They definitely getting it on, but these are grown people we talking about here. Like these are definitely grown folks who know what they want and how they want it and how it's gonna get done. So I think it's a cute little story about them when they had their moment when they was teenagers, and then they grew up and went on a different pathway. And, you know, he got everything that he wanted out of life, and she got everything she wanted out of life. But it was like the mishap with her brother and the night that everything changed their lives, or everything that changed his life. Because, you know, he was supposed to be this big star basketball player, and the championship, I was like, well, maybe it was a championship. It was like, it was a big game that they was going to win. And her hot-headed brother ended up punching the coach, I believe, in the story. So her brother ended up kind of ruining his basketball career, and then he got addicted to drugs, and then he was on a bender, and he had lost his family. He had, I think, he had a wife and kids too. And so she was just very cautious, being like, you know, my brother didn't really know what to do with all his thoughts about what he did that night, that he blamed him for it. So she's just like, how could I fall in love and be with the man that my brother took his career, which, you know. So she's kind of battling with that, but they also have this hot, steamy connection with each other, and he wants her bad. He's like, hey, listen, I never got to be with you when we was teenagers. This is my chance, shorty. Like, we gonna be in this. I really don't care. You're mine, actually. Very much claim what was his. I love that. So I'll let y'all know about that one. I really do think I'm gonna enjoying it without, however which way it goes. I'm pretty sure she's obviously gonna be with him, but it's gonna be a lot of like dealing with her brother and hoping that he doesn't relapse, and her sister guilt that she has because she's just a really good sister. And then currently I said, let's go back to Miss Jacquel J, because I was going to read her book Goons, I believe, that just came out. But when I started it, it literally told me, stop. Do not read this book. If you have not read Capone and all these other season 1, 2, 3, and all these other books. So I said, well, let's just read all of them. So I am on Capone. I read the first one. I'm on book number 2. Now let me tell y'all something about let me tell y'all something about this book, okay? It has been a while since I have read a book and I verbally was reacting to it. Like, verbally could not stop myself reacting to it. I'm up, eyes burning. I'm just trying to read because I'm so interested in the storyline that's going on, okay? I finished Capone 1, immediately started reading the second one, okay? Let me tell you something, all right? The characters, great, okay? I don't know, you know, some girlies love, like, okay, what am I trying to say? I love a man that's in charge, takes the lead, you know? Some stuff he was doing to her, I was like, all right, I personally wouldn't like that. But, you know, it works. It works for her, you know? His, like, possessiveness and his, like, you messing with me, shorty. So, like, whatever you had going on before, cut all that out. Actually, don't let another man touch you unless you want that gone. Oh, so we threatening lives. Okay. Love a man that goes for what he wants, though. Love a man that stamps it, signs it, delivers it, tells you straight up, this, whatever, what you want me to do. Whatever you want is yours. You want me to stop messing with my baby mama? I'll stop messing with my baby mama. Promise, I'm done. What he say, this is yours. Oh! Not to get too graphic here. But anyways, so, yes. Obviously, we love a man that takes care of his own, his family, hardworking. How it was more so, I think, like, what's attractive with Capone is the fact that obviously he's in the legal business, he's on the other side, but he did it in a way where he was making a buttload of money legally, to where he was like, I'm finna take this, multiply it, because I want this to be like good, like all the way around. Like, obviously I know I am doing a little schneeming on the side, but his ability to be like, yeah, nah, that dude that had kind of taught me the game, he ain't trying to really get into the game and make it big. Like, he think it's small. His twin was thinking big. Do you hear me? So that was attractive. I was like, okay, he get his business together. I love that. So you're reading along, and it was like, I was so invested in the story. Okay, I'm watching it. I am watching it up here while reading it. It's creating a whole movie in my head. But I'm reading along. I'm like, yeah, no, like, this is so bad. Like, her brother did not need to be in the streets. Oh, you're seeing everything kind of trickle down, and then you're getting the point of views from everybody, not just the main characters. Oh my gosh, slow down, Diamond. I'm getting into the heads of everybody and reading even down to the baby mama. Like, oh, okay, so we get to see how she feel about this whole situation. And it's just like, I love them so much. I love their dynamic they got going on, as a stubborn woman myself. As Miss Independent stubborn woman myself, sometimes you do need a man that's just going to be like, listen here, this is what it is. This is what it's going to be. Stop worrying. But sometimes you really can't put all your trust in it. You can't sometimes. But I feel like with him, he give you like, hey, I'm going to take care of you. And I'm serious about this. Like, it's me and you. And the whole like baby. And now that was fast. Her getting pregnant and getting married. Because mind you, she was just living in her grandma. She was just living in her auntie's basement. Okay. And her backstory with the fact that she don't know why her dad had did what he did that night. But when you're reading it and then you're seeing like, oh, okay, so her dad was into no good. And that's how he got caught up. And he was taking a little bit off the top. And it was like, hey, you know how the streets go. So he had to take care of business. And, he was like, either do that or we're going to do this. He's like, well, I'm going to do that. And that's going to be that. So, and so it's like, yeah, like sometimes you do need a man to come in and just take care of you. And you ain't got to worry about nothing. Yeah, he be doing some crazy thing on the side, but like, just come home to me, boo. And yeah, but let me tell you something, okay, Miss Tasha. I can give you, okay, I'm laying in bed. It's late at night. Got my wine here. Got a little smoke here. And I'm reading it. And it was when the little boy, the boy Timmy, who was best friends with the main character's brother. And she was like, I want my brother not to be in the streets. Like all that. I want him to focus on basketball and school. But he think I don't know. Little Timmy decided that he wanted to pow the best friend, Jaden, and his girlfriend. Mind the fact that all that happened and Jaden was in the care of Capone, who was like, oh, let me stop in the hood real quick. And then the brother get pow and the girlfriend get pow, who was pregnant at the time. Girlfriend doesn't make it. And it's like, dang, that's really sad. And right as Cap was going to take care of business, here come Tasha. That's your son. Don't do it. Please don't do it. I screamed, yo, son? What you mean, yo, son? I said, what? Oh, Tasha really do get down with the get down. Everybody had got a little piece of Tasha. My goodness. Even Naheem, who is married to Cap's sister, Capri. Even he was messing with the girl. And it's just like, Tasha. But then I'm like, oh my God. I literally was like, what? That's what made me read the second one, just to find out that, Timmy was not his. She just said that because she knew that he wasn't going, like, but he was finna, he was about to be gone. And yeah, I'm very intrigued to how the story kind of plays out, because when you get past the first book, it's like, okay, so what's the situation now? Because, okay, the first book, we're introduced to all the characters, we're introduced how they met each other, and then it gets down to the real life, and then baby mama don't like Aaron. That's the main character, the female character named Aaron. I couldn't think of it this whole time. Aaron, like, we just, baby mama, obviously Ella, don't like Aaron, but it's just like, Cap, like, hey, this is my shorty, I don't know what to tell you. I love you, always gonna love you, girl, you got my baby, you had my son, and we almost had a second child together. But I never was in love with you. And I would say that I'm also with that book, though. I'm on, how much of this book I got done? 56% done with it. It's about there. It's 297 pages. 56% done with it. And well, no, actually I'm farther than that. 182. So I'm 61% there. But yeah, I'm loving it. So I'm excited to literally read every single one of those books. And I will be back sitting here talking about it because I know my friends and those that are close to me is tired of me talking about these crazy storylines. But I'm just like, I gotta tell somebody. So we gonna sit here and I'm gonna tell y'all and we gonna react. So if you have read any of these books, I know I went so hard with Miss Jacko J, but that's just because the cutesy, like grown people, like, okay, that's cute and romance and everything. But it's fun about reading it and getting down to dig dirty where it's just like, oh my goodness, what do you mean? What do you mean? It's messy and I love mess, honestly. I love messy storylines. The drama. It's great. So that's all I have to say. I hope all that made sense with my rambling that I was talking about. If you have read any of the books I mentioned, leave it down in the comments down below so we can kind of share and get our thoughts across with each other. And subscribe if you love this type of content. Like this video if you did enjoy the video. All my links to everything is down below. Also, I do have a segment on here that I love where it's called We're Strangers, but where you can send in your story time. Or wait, hold on. I do have a segment on my channel called We're Strangers But, and it's basically me reading your story and giving you my 2 cents unsolicited advice about a situation. Sometimes you need an unbiased person to kind of tell you what it is and give their opinions. I did do a couple here and there, but then it kind of slowed down. So if you are interested and you have like a messy story time that you want to get out, or just you want some advice, life advice, anything like that, go ahead. That is also down below. You can send in it, all anonymous. You don't have to put your real name or anything like that. I would like rather to know your gender and how old you are, but other than that, we can keep it anonymous. And yeah, go check out my other channels where I do vlogs, talk about business. What else is there? I think that's it. I hope that this makes sense. I don't know, I just want to ramble about books, so I'll get better.